All right, welcome on in, everyone. My name is Coach Christian. Coach Heather with me today as well. And today we have a really good workout with some supersets in it today. So 3 supersets. We're going to kind of pair some different moves together. We'll tell you all about that once we get into it, but we're going to get warmed up to start. So Spider-Man with rotation. If you've done any Coach Care Connect workouts before, you've probably seen this one. We're going to start with walking the hand outside, or walking the foot outside the hand, and then we're going to open up that chest. So follow the hand with the eyes. Keep the core tight, try to keep the hips low, so you're getting a little bit of lower body, and then we're getting that core rotation and getting the core warmed up today. Perfect. After you hit your 5 on one side, we switch it over to the other side. Hit 5 over there, got to even it out a little bit. Perfect. Open up, try to really reach up, take a second, hold if you need to. Do what you got to do to get that body ready to go for today. Love it. So, on the hands and knees for the next one as well, we're going to go thoracic spine extension. So hand is going to go behind the head. We're going to reach through and then open up at the top. So really open up. This is also a really good one to open up that T-spine, obviously the thoracic spine extension. But again, have some good stuff here. We're actually going to do some thread the needle at the end as well. So you get a lot of this today. We're going to do 5 on each side here as well. Good, open it up. Really try to get that elbow high. Try to get it all the way pointed up to the ceiling if you can. If you can't, just get to your end range of motion. It's all about meeting you where you're at today. Perfect. Now, when you are done with that one, we can bring it up to the feet. We're going to do a little single leg reach here. So hinging at the hip, if you have to use a wall, it's more about the mobility on this one than it is stability. So I want you to get that full range of motion. Just kick that leg back. Perfect. And then hinging as the hip. So 5 on each side here for 10 total reps. Try to kick that back leg long, soft bend in the bottom knee, and that's really going to turn on those hamstrings. So perfect. Again, if you got to use the wall for stability, that helps you get a little bit lower, I would love if you would use that for the warm-up. Now, if we were going to weight you up, I wouldn't want you to use the wall. We would want to try to challenge your stability a little bit, but this one, that's not about what we're about right now. Perfect. Good, got your 10 total reps done there. Now we're gonna finish up the warm-up with some in and out squats. So we're gonna get the feet together. We're gonna hop them out into your squat position, squat it down, hop them back together. Now, common mistake on this one is to hop the feet a little too wide, too far outside of where your squat would be. Just right under the shoulders for this one, just like Heather is knocking out. 10 total reps to get you warm and ready to go. Good, you wanna keep that chest nice and tall. Little hop to crank up that heart rate a little bit. Once you're done with your 10, let's get into our first superset of the day. Now, our supersets today are going to go by reps. We do a lot of timing, but today we're going to time it with our reps. So, first one is going to be a dumbbell clean. So, Heather's going to grab that dumbbell, 2 dumbbells on this one actually. We're going to clean her up to the clean position here, that front rack position. It's a little hinge, boom, catch it up at the top, and then reset yourself. It is going to be 5 reps quick. 5 reps. Knock them out, get them done, just so you can see it really good. So hinge, right? It's kind of like you start that deadlift, explode up to the top. You want to keep those elbows in nice and tight. 5 reps there. After that, we're going to be on our backs for a dumbbell floor press. So for this one, you want to dig those feet into the ground a little bit. You want to be connected with the ground. Elbows are going to come out nice and wide, and we're right back up to the top here. So 10 reps here. I want you to think about opening the chest and then pressing up through the palms. So really good, Heather. On that one, it's a really good opportunity to go heavy. That's going to be our first superset today. We're going to knock out 3 rounds of that. We'll take a quick little break in between to make sure everyone's caught up and ready to go for that next round before we move on to our next superset. So you guys got about 10 seconds here. Get yourself ready for your dumbbell cleans. Again, remember, nice flat back. It's like you're starting that deadlift. We explode forward, catch it up at the top, and then go. So here we go. Hit our 5 reps in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Perfect. So hinge, it's like you're exploding. It's the same movement as a vertical jump, honestly, on this one. So as you're jumping, your hips come back and you jump up. That hip extension is what we look for on our cleans here. So drive those hips forward. That helps you swing those dumbbells up to the shoulder, front rack position with the chest nice and proud. Once you're done with your 5, let's take it right down to the back. With our supersets today, you want to try to cut out that time in between your exercises. So as soon as you're done with your 5 cleans, boom, we're into our 10 floor presses. Good, so really open the chest. Get those elbows open on this one. You don't want them above the shoulders. You don't even want them even with the shoulders. You want them just below and then pressing through the palms again. Good, so really good. Whenever you're done with your 10 reps, we can bring it back up to the feet, grab a drink of water, and reset before we get into the round 2 of our first superset. So again, we'll take about 30 seconds in between each superset today. Give you just enough time to let those muscles regenerate a little bit. Get ready to go. Grab a drink of water if you need. But we got 20 seconds here, and we'll start superset number 1, round 2. Got the cleans and floor presses. So if you got to adjust weights after the first one, that's perfectly fine. 10 seconds, and we are going to go. All right. Let's hit it. Let's hit those dumbbell cleans in 3, 2, 1, 5 dumbbell cleans. So perfect. Hinge, explode to the top. There you go. There you go. Right up on those shoulders. Elbows stay in nice and tight. You're strong. It's that front rack position. You could front squat right there. We actually will front squat right there later in the workout. We're getting you ready. We're showing you that position. As soon as you hit your 5, let's drop it down to the floor. Let's hit our 10 floor presses. Perfect. Good. Knocking them out. Open. Think about opening the chest, closing the chest. Open and close. There we go. There we go. Pressing all the way up. Now, if you got some light weights today, try to move those dumbbells fast on the way up. If you got heavy weights today, try to go even slower on the way down. That's how you make it a little bit more of your own, depending on what weights you are using today. Now, when you are done with those 10 floor presses, again, we got about 30 seconds before we finish up this first superset of the day already. So 3 rounds, already coming into round 3 with our cleans and floor presses, coming your way in about just over 20 seconds. So recuperate a little bit. Rest, let the heart rate come back down a little bit if it's spiked up. But superset number 1, not the most heart rate intensive, so we'll take it as it comes here. 10 seconds, and we will go back into it. Last round of superset number 1. Let's make it our best. We got 2 rounds under our belt. You got that form down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Really good, really good. Extend, bring those elbows in. There we go, Heather. There we go. Now, keep exploding on this one. Move those dumbbells quick. Set yourself up, reset, and then go after each rep. Perfect, perfect. When you hit your 5, let's bring it back down into that floor press and get ready to go there. All right. So again, last round. If you got that heavier weight and you want to up it for the last round, that's always a good choice. But it is your workout today. We're just going to guide you along and help you get to those goals, just like always. Perfect. Now, as always, if you're feeling any pain, anything like that, stop into your local Anytime Fitness. You have a coach there that will help you. He or she will coach you. You will get all the good things that you need. Perfect. Love it. Superset number 1 done. If you're still finishing up those reps, that is okay. Go ahead and finish those. We're going to get started with the demo of superset number 2. All right, so superset number 2. We're going to go into 2 new movements here. First one is going to be a high plank row. So high plank position is where you're in that almost push-up position with the hands right underneath the shoulders. We're going to use some dumbbells for this one, though. So what it's going to be is 5 on each side for that high plank row. So get up into the high plank, grab one of those dumbbells, 5 quick rows. Knock them all out. Try not to move the hips. You got to keep the core tight so that hip doesn't open up. The whole time you're doing this, that hip is going to want to open. I want you to try to keep it down. So 5 on one side, you'll knock out 5 on the other. If you need to drop it to the knees for this one, that is perfectly fine, but try to keep those hips forward. So even as Heather drops it down to her knees, her shoulders, her hips, and her knee is all in that straight line, just so you can see right there. So that's the position that we're looking for there. It's going to be 5 each. And then we bring it up to the feet for some front squats. So just like those cleans, you can even clean it up there to get to that front rack position. And then it's 10 front squats. Now keep that chest nice and tall on this one. You don't want to let the dumbbells pull you forward. You want to use your core to keep that chest proud. Weight stays in the heels, just like a regular squat. Heather's crushing them right now. So that is what they should look like, right? Perfect. Those are our 2 movements here. We got 3 rounds of it. I'll give you about 20 seconds here to get yourself set up, give you just a little bit more rest after that first superset, and then we are right into superset number 2 of 3 today. Good. So again, with that high plank row, your goal is to not move the hips. So if you feel the hips start to move around, first thing I want you to do is to widen out your feet, widen out your base. That'll make it just a little bit easier. Option number 2 is if you're still moving around, then we drop it down to the knees. So start up on the toes, give me a rep, see how it feels, and then we can adjust accordingly. All right, team, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 5 high plank rows on each side here. 10 total reps. Drive that elbow back. No extra movement in the body. Everything is stable. Stability is huge here. Good, very good, Heather. As soon as you're done with this, the 10 total reps, 5 on each side, let's hop it up. Hit a little clean to get you up into that front rack position. And then we're front squatting for 10 reps. 10 reps there. Good, and then we'll take that quick break in between our supersets here as well. Have about 30, 40 seconds to recover, to grab a drink, do what you gotta do here. There we go. Driving up through the heel. Stand up quick on this one. Stand up like you're not using any weight today. But that weight, it's heavy. You're working. Let's do it. Good, very good. I love it. So, about 30, 40 seconds here. Take some time, recover. We're going to do 2 more sets of that superset there. So, high plank row front squats. Adjust accordingly, just like I said earlier. If you got to go a little bit heavier or lighter with the high plank rows, you can absolutely do that if you have the weight available. Same with the front squat. Now, front squat's another thing too. If you have like 1 heavy weight and 2 kind of lighter weights, that 1 heavy weight might be a little bit better for you in the front squat, just challenge you a little bit more. So depending on what you have, use what you got today, make it your own, and we'll get some great work done. Now, about 10 seconds before we go back to that high plank row here, so start getting yourself set up. Again, from the toes. Then if you are struggling there, we widen out the stance. If you're struggling there, then we drop it down to the knees. So 3 different positions that you could be in. Let's do it in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, elbow in nice and tight. No movement in the body, looking really stable here. This is a tough position though. It's going to challenge you a little bit. If those hips are moving just a little bit, that's okay. We're not looking for perfect. We're looking for good enough today. Good enough to make you get some great work done today. As soon as you're done, boom, a little clean. I love it. We practiced those last superset. Right into our front squat. 10 reps, knocking them out, and then we'll take another break before we get into the last round of our second superset already. So you are over halfway done with our work today. Over halfway. Good, knocking it out, bending at the knee. Again, weight is in the heels. Start every squat by pushing those hips back. Dumbbells are pulling you forward, but you're not letting it happen. Perfect. 30 seconds here. Take a little rest, take a break, grab a drink. Always got to stay hydrated. Helps us with the recovery as always. All right. Now, about 15 seconds before we get back into it here, we got 1 more round of our high plank row and our front squats. So 1 more. How the legs feeling? So far, so good. There we go. Now, last superset is going to be a little bit more. We're going to do some triceps and some core in there as well. So you got that coming. Front squat's probably going to be one of our last heavy moves of the day. So let's get it done. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. High plank rows. Let's get them. Good. Very good. Now, if you're someone with a wrist injury is pretty common. Sometimes it's better to almost go down on a fist if that's more a stable position for you, or if on that wrist is hurting, that is perfectly fine. Find what works for you with this one. Perfect. Done with your 5 on each side. Let's get those front squats. Let's make them your best of the day. Last 10 front squats. Let's hit them. There it is. All the way down, all the way up. Get that full range of motion. Challenge yourself with weight and range of motion this round. Good, very good. Powerful on the way up, pressing through the heels. There we go. All right, finishing up those 10 reps. Perfect. Good, feeling good, team. If you guys are still finishing up, that is okay. But again, we are going to get into our last superset of the day. We got 2 more movements that we're going to get through today. Intensity is probably going to come down a little bit because we're going to be on our back for both of these movements. Now, first one is going to be a dumbbell skull crusher. So I'm going to give you a couple options on this one as well, as long as you can hold this position. So 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, either way works for me on this one. If you got 1, we're going to keep the elbows above the shoulders. So that's what we want to focus on mostly here. And then she's going to bring that dumbbell right down to the forehead. Notice how those elbows stay directly over the shoulders. So a pullover, we keep the arms long. And the skull crushers, we keep those elbows right over the shoulders and hit those triceps right in the back of the arms there. So perfect. We're going to knock out 10 skull crushers there. When you're done, grab 1 weight for our weighted dead bugs today. Now, the weight is going to be in the hand that stays over the shoulder. So hands are over the shoulders, knees are over the hips. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg extends into a straight line, and then squeeze right back in. We're going to do 5 on that side, and then we're going to switch the dumbbell into the other hand and do 5 on the other side. So perfect. Now, if you're feeling any pain there or feeling the low back lift up at all, feeling that back arch, I want you to limit your range of motion. So as soon as that back starts to feel it, stop right there. That's your end range of motion today, and focus on squeezing your core. That's how we're going to keep you safe today. So perfect. Now, if you are having issues with that, your local Anytime Fitness coach can help you. They can get you into those right positions and strengthen your core so that doesn't become an issue later down the road, keeping you healthy for the long run. So let's do it. All right, superset number 3. We got 3 rounds, 10 reps apiece here. We're going to start out with the skull crushers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do them. 10 reps. Go slow on these two. With 10, it's 30 total reps in our 3 supersets, and I want to see some time under tension here. So take 2 to 3 seconds on the way down. On the way up, press through the pinkies is what I like to say, but focus on the elbows. Elbows are right over those shoulders. You got to hinge a little bit at the elbow. Perfect, perfect. Pressing away, looking really solid. Perfect. Good. After you hit your 10, if you got to adjust weights, you absolutely can, but it's right into that dead bug. So hand is over the shoulder, opposite arm, opposite leg. It extends, it squeezes for a second. Not in any rush on this one, so take some time with each rep. Good, good. After you hit your 5, let's switch it up to the other side. Awesome. Looking really good here. Hopefully, again, if you're having that pain, limit the range of motion. We don't want any pain today. Pain is your body telling you something is messed up, something's wrong in there. Or maybe that's just not a good position for you. There's a lot of different ways. I'm not a doctor, so I don't diagnose. If you are having pain, probably should see a doctor. They are the ones that can help you out the most. But us as exercise professionals, we keep you away from the doctor. That's our job. It's good. All right, we are in that break now. We got about 20 seconds left here before we get into our second round of superset number 3. Again, skull crushers, dead bugs coming at you again. Got some triceps, a little bit of core, functional core movement too. Dead bugs are great because they put us in a position with anti-extension, a little bit of extension in there as well. Get a little bit of everything. All right, skull crushers in 3, 2, 1. Let's do them. Perfect. Lower that dumbbell or weight, whatever you're using, right down to the forehead, pressing straight up. Elbows over the shoulders. That's how you isolate the triceps this round. Good, very good. After you hit your 10, then we're into the dead bug for round 2. Go even slower with the dead bugs in round 2. Take your time. Each rep, 2 to 3 seconds down, 2 to 3 seconds up. Slowing them down. Perfect. There it is. There it is. Heather's done with those skull crushers, so she's right into the dead bugs. Taking her time, kicking that heel out, kicking the hand out. Keeping the core tight. This one, I like to say, almost squeeze the belly button into the spine a little bit. That embraces the core. It turns it on to make sure that you're staying stable in this position. It protects your low back. Very good, very good. Extending, bringing it back in. If you've ever done bird dogs, these are exactly the opposite of bird dogs. Almost like the same thing, but the inverted version. So not opposite, inverted. Perfect. Good, we got about another 30 seconds here before we hit our last round of the day, last round of our superset, and we are done. We'll hit a little bit of recovery. We got 3 stretches that we're gonna do today, so you don't even need a foam roller. If you've taken these before, you know we foam roll a lot, so we're gonna switch it up just a little bit today. Good, so about 20 seconds, and we will get into that last superset. Grab a drink of water, shake your arms out a little bit if you need to, get those triceps ready for our next round of skull crushers. All right. Good, so about 5 seconds here, so let's get set up and let's hit our last round, skull crushers in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 10 reps. Good, make them your best. Lots of time under tension. Those triceps, they might be feeling a little bit. It's round 3, it's your last few, but make them look good. Make them feel good. That burn a little bit in the triceps. You know you're getting a little bit stronger. You're putting in the work to get closer to your goals today. That's what it's all about. Every day, one step at a time. We're moving, we're working. I love it. There you go. And as you finish up, we're going right into those dead bugs again. So Heather's knocking out those last couple reps. Boom, dead bugs. Opposite arm, opposite leg extends. So right leg, left arm for Heather here as she extends, squeezing that dumbbell over the shoulder too. You're not just holding it up there, you're squeezing, you're staying tight with everything. Making sure that your body is in a safe, stable position. Very good, very good. And as you guys finish up here, if you are done, just take a seat on the ground here. We're gonna do a couple different stretches, but that is our circuit for today. All of our supersets, you're done with them, and we are only at about 20 minutes. So we're gonna take a little extra time here in our recovery. We're gonna start out with a couch rocker stretch. So what that is, we're gonna get down on a knee, we're gonna put the hands on the hips, and we're just gonna push those hips forward, and we're gonna spend a little bit of time here and talk about the hip flexors a little bit. So hip flexor right in that hip pocket, the psoas kind of all right in there. As you push forward, try to engage the glute on that side as well. It's gonna really get that stretch right down the front of your back leg. It's gonna feel good if you keep that chest nice and tall as well, so don't lean forward. You don't wanna be leaning too far back. Keep that nice proud chest. Heather's in a really, really good position there. It's amazing. Now we're gonna hold this for a little bit here as well. Before we hit that other side, if you need to come back for a second and then go back forward, that is also perfect. And then in 3, 2, 1, let's switch it up into the other side. Good. And then right into it, pushing the hips forward. Hips are something that if you don't take care of them, you don't stretch them enough, they get pretty tight, they start causing problems. And especially if you're doing some deadlifts, some of those hinging movements where it's really putting some pressure on your hips, if you don't take care of them, they are gonna get tight. And no one really likes tight hips. They don't feel good. They limit your range of motion. They do some nasty things, right? All right, next one, thread the needle. We are gonna be on the hands and knees for this next one. Good, so reaching all the way through and then opening up at the top. This is very similar to our T-spine extension that we warmed up with today, but it's like the next level version. It's like the more range of motion. So Heather reaches all the way through, threads the needle, follows the hand with the eyes on the top to get that thoracic spine rotation. So rotating the back, making sure you have that core mobility, that midsection mobility that you need for a lot of movements, a lot of complex movements. 5 on one side, hit 5 on the other. Good, really good. I love it, I love it. Pushing all the way through, reaching up at the top. And then when you hit your 5 on both sides, we're gonna bring it down to the butterfly next. So we're gonna spend some time there, talk about it. We'll keep the chest nice and proud on it as well. So perfect. Now, if you've done butterflies before, they might not be how I do them. So what we're gonna do, bring your heels in tight to the chest. We don't touch our knees with our elbows on this one. That's kind of where people usually go wrong. What I want you to do, grab those toes just like Heather does. Really get a nice proud chest, so stick that chest out like you're proud of it, and then push your knees down with your knees. Don't use your elbows, use your legs to push the knees down with that nice proud chest. Heather's in a really good position with a nice neutral spine that protects the spine. A lot of time in that butterfly position, we kind of get hunched over, we round our back, and that's not a good position for us. So this is how we can really get a little bit extra in our butterfly and keep your lower back safe. So spend a little time here, but that is gonna be what we have for you guys today. Thank you all so much for coming out and spending the best about 25 minutes of your day with us. Again, my name is Coach Christian. We got Coach Heather with us today as well, and we can't thank you enough for coming out and spending the best 25 minutes of your day with us. See you next time, guys.